All right. Today I'm gonna be going over some good best practices on what to do when you come across a pig and you get your head trapped in a party hat, as we like to call it in the Mad Michael Gaming streams. So the party hat itself has a mechanism that when a gen is done, after you've gotten it put on your head, there's a countdown that starts. I don't exactly know how long the countdown is, but essentially there's either 4 or 5 different traps, depending on what items or add-ons the pig is running, trap removers rather, that you have to basically cycle through on the map, and I'm pretty sure they're different for everybody, and then hit a series of skill checks, about 10 or 15 seconds of time, and then if you got the right trap remover, then the trap gets removed. If you didn't, then you painfully have to continue on to the next trap remover. And I know I've been here before where I miscalculated where all the trap removers are and planned my journey from one to the next in a, inefficient fashion, which resulted in just me dying. So I'm gonna go over a specific instance on one of my least favorite maps, which is Azerov's resting place, Autohaven Wreckers. It's the one that's an H or an I, depending on which way you look at it. So essentially there's 2 parallel lines separated by 1 perpendicular line, right? Basically what an H looks like. And there's gens, usually there's usually how many gens? 5 and then 2, so there's 7. So I think within the middle there's 2, and then on each side there's 3 or 2, depending on what version of the map you get, what gen placement you get. So it's important to realize where the trap removers are, and then it's important to realize how you're going to make your way through the actual map and get through them, right? So here I'm just doing a gen. Gen gets done, my timer starts, right? First things first, you have to pay attention to the timer. If you're in a place where you don't pay attention to the timer and you keep doing that gen, you're losing valuable time. And we'll see if the time that I lost here, which doesn't seem like a lot, we'll see if that seemingly negligible amount of time matters in the end game. My helmet off. This one in the center H, it's like 70 or 60. You can come do it. So right now, as you see, there is I have to get 2 trap removers on this side of the map. There's one to my right, to Meg's right, and there's one to Meg's left. There's another 2 in the back of me on the other side of the map, essentially. So those 2 behind me are closer together than the ones in front of me. So imagine if you went to one of these here, and then it was a failure, right? And then you went all the way back across the H to one of the to do the 2 behind Meg in this current orientation. And let's say both of those were duds. So you were left with this one. So you basically would have to go to the left one, do it, make a mistake, of course, and go all the way back to the ones behind Meg, do those, fail, because they aren't the ones that, let's say the one to the right of her is the one that's going to remove your trap. And then you'd be stuck running all the way back across the map, which you want to explicitly avoid, because not only is it keeping your timer lit, it's also giving the pig a chance to catch you, because she fucking hates when you obviously take the party hats off. So here I do this one trap, right? Okay. And this one does not turn out to be the one, right? So I do it. Okay. And now I'm going to the same one on this side of the map. I'm not going to go to the one that's, I'm not going to go to the one that's across the way in the middle. The one near where the pig is. I need that trap. I'm not going to go to the one all the way across, right? I'm going to go to the one to the same side. So this one obviously turns out to not be the one, right? That one. I'm doing all the right things in terms of which trap removers I'm going to, but damn. Yep. So I'm correct in that assessment. Here's this one, right? There's more, and then sometimes which also turns out to be a failure. Right? And at this point we take an audit of the situation, right? Right now, with the last one done, there's only one left that I have to search through. If there were 5 on this map, I think I would be dead. If she had 5 trap removers, based on the time that I have right now with this one there, keeping everything the same, I think I'd be dead. She only has 4, so when we have a quarter of the timer left, usually that's enough to do a trap remover, depending on if you get there in time, depending if the pig gets you. So, look at that. Again, we go through this one, and of course, spoiler alert, it turns out to be the right one, right? Which is fine, but we see how long, right before I remove it, right? It was almost, look how close it is to the actual limit, right? So if there was 5, so you tell me if I would have had enough time to A, run all the way to the next trap with this much time left, run all the way to the next trap, Like, imagine if I hadn't done that one over there. I wouldn't have wasted the time that I spent trying to get to that one, of course. So you have to add that back to this timer. But how long does it take to go across a map knowing that there's a person right there, right? Knowing that the risk is heightened for running across the map while there's a person there with a trap, because the pig, if they're smart, are going to prioritize that, right? So going back again, we can go back a couple instances. This is when I had the helmet on. This was before I even did anything. And there's instances where I analyze where it is, right? I see the trap remover to my right. It probably, honestly, maybe also have been better to go to that trap remover rather than run all the way to the other one, right? So now I'm just taking lessons on my own gameplay. I did it semi-correctly in this manner, but there are ways to optimize your behavior always. So this is where I get destroyed. She grabs me, puts me on that hook, right? But you see those two trap removers. Those are the ones that I did first. So just a tip. Wanted to make a video. This pig wasn't that good, so she didn't really punish us for it. But nonetheless, keep in mind where the traps are. For maps that have 2 levels, it's incredibly important, because if you mess up and it becomes a game of where's the stairs or how do I get to the 2nd level, and there's 5 traps and the pig chased you for one of them or something, you're more than likely dead. So it's important to keep, as soon as you know you're playing the pig, it's important to keep an eye out on those traps, when you get party hatted, especially during that free time you have while you're working on the gen. So yeah, so keep that in mind. Look out for more videos on the channel like this one. Thanks so much, guys.